Welcome back everyone. Today I will recap a 2018 Malaysian horror movie Dukun. Before we start, please like and comment on the video as it will help us grow our reach. At the beginning of the movie, we see a woman named Diana in jail. She is going to be hanged for some crime, but she is not scared at all. Now the movie shifts to 9 months back, where the police team finds body parts of a man in Diana's house. Talib and Shah are the investigator officers of this case, and Talib asks Shah to get him the files of an unsolved case back in '97. He also asks him to check missing persons files over the last 20 years. Meanwhile, we see Karim with the former police officer Dawood, whom he has hired to track down his daughter Nadia, who recently ran away from home. Dawood takes him to an underground place, but a girl there tells them that Nadia was here, but now she doesn't know where she went. On the other hand, Shah tells Talib that both the old cases were handled by Haji Dawood and asks him if he thinks these cases are related. Talib asks him does the file has the names of the owners and tenants, and check where else Dana rented. He then gets a call from the forensic team and they inform him that they found a womb in a jar at Diana's house. Meanwhile, Karim visits an old friend Ayesha who works for the government and tells her that Nadia ran away from her house about 6 months ago. He says he wants to know if she has been detained in any of the recent raids. Ayesha says she will try to look through the records and will give him a call if she comes up with anything. She then asks him for his help, as there is a prisoner who doesn't want a lawyer, but the problem is she is faced with the death penalty, so they need to provide her with a good lawyer. The prisoner has already rejected 23 lawyers. Karim says he has not done a criminal case in 10 years, to which Ayesha requests him to take this case and she will keep looking for his daughter's name. Now when he agrees, she tells him that the case is of Diana Dolan. She is the witch doctor accused of killing Jeffrey Jelani. After this, Diana is seen in a prison cell where she is doing very strange and scary acts, seeing which the rest of the prisoners are very scared. Only then did some officers come there and take her out from there. The next day Karim meets Diana, and he says he was told that she attacked the other prisoners, which Diana says their people don't even know what they believe. At first, they said she has no powers, but now she is a shaman who does the devil's work. Karim tells her he is her lawyer, to which she says she doesn't need one. He says she has been accused of murder and she could be sentenced to death if found guilty, so the law required that she should have a lawyer. Diana asks him to tell her the date and time of his birth and his mother's maiden name, to which he says it would be better if she tells him if she has an alibi for the night of the 2nd of December 2005 and any witnesses to prove it. Diana begins leaving, to which Karim says the papers say that she tricked him and that she is a cheat, and if she wants people to think that she is a common criminal. Diana says he will never understand the powers she has, to which Karim says if that's the case, then tell him. Diana says people fear what they don't know, and they are most afraid of a beautiful woman. The sexual urge and the urge to kill are the same. They will try to destroy things that cannot be owned. Her knowledge has been passed down from ancient times. They will be in awe when they know how great her powers are, and then they will respect her. She then says let her story be known. The man died, but it wasn't her fault. When the trial starts, they will find out what really happened, and they will be in awe of her. Karim asks what really happened that night, and he can't help her if she won't cooperate with him. Diana asks him if he has lost someone. She says he will find her, but he can't have her, however, she can help. Karim says if this is how she wants it, he will see her in court. Before leaving, she says at last they meet. Now after a few days, we see her in the high court, where she pleads not guilty. The judge says he will not accept such behavior and will take action against her for disrespecting the court. The next day, Karim and Ravi visit Diana's former maid Halima Juso. Her daughter tells them that her mom used to help Diana treat women who came to her, but over time, she couldn't take it anymore. She rarely speaks now, and sometimes screams in her dreams. Karim tries to talk to her saying could they ask her some questions about Diana. Halima says she should not have done that, and that woman only wanted to have a child. We are then shown a flashback, in which Diana is performing some black magic on a woman and she is accompanied by her assistant Danny. She puts her finger in a bowl full of blood and tells the woman that the snake god will grant all her wishes. So now she must give him what he wants. Ravi asks Halima where is that woman now, to which she says nothing and they leave there. Now in a flashback, we see Jeffrey visiting Diana with one of his co-workers Jamal, and he asks him if he really thinks he should do it. Jamal asks him if he wants that land deal. Now, much later, when Jamal comes in to check, he finds Diana performing some black magic on Jeffrey. Only then Jamal sees something strange there, seeing which he gets terrified and runs away from there. Lim asks him where the accused and victim were having sex at this time. Jamal hesitates a bit and recalls the scene he saw there, and he lies that they were having sex. Now Karim asks him did he saw the entire ritual that night, to which he says only what Jeffrey told him. Karim asks him if he has any proof that Jeffrey had sex with the accused. to which he says no. He then asks him when did he meet Diana, to which he says he has never met her, but he had heard that she is the best witch doctor. 𝐂𝐿 then asks him did Jeffrey got that land deal because of the ritual, to which he says yes. We then see Jeffrey's former driver and bodyguard Morley, and Lim asks him where did he take him on the 10th of November 2005. He says he took him to the nightclub. Again a flashback is shown, in which Jeffrey is with Diana, and he asks her if this badass staff is so powerful, why doesn't she use it? Diana says she uses it, but it's more powerful in the hands of a man. This staff can give the most powerful form of invincibility. It's the most powerful talisman handed down from the ancient Badak tribes, and it can only be used by a man who is worthy enough, but he must prove himself first. Later, we see Shah telling Talib that in the double house murders, the first body was found in the bedroom and the second in the bathroom. Talib says it's too random for a ritual case like this, and he tells Shah to make sure they get a shot of that letter over there. We then see 𝐂𝐿 with Dawood looking for Nadia. They both split and begin their search, and we see Danny there as well spying on them. After a while, they meet again, and Dawood says something is stopping them. Later that night, Talib visits Dawood and asks him what brings him here. Talib says he handled the double house murders and asks if is there anything that wasn't in the files. Dawood says only the black magic that nobody wants to know. Talib then shows him that letter and asks him what this letter means in the Badak Book of Black Magic. Dawood says it's not from that book, and this is a symbol used by a rebel sect of Badak women shamans. Dawood implies that people worship not just facing Mecca, but in all directions nowadays because of fame and wealth, and that he fears the longer Talib investigates this case, the more he would be prone to temptation. The next day, 𝐂𝐿 asks Diana if can she really help him. She says he and his wife tried hard for a long time to have a child, and when they finally did, he named her Nadia. When Nadia was 7, she fell ill, and he almost lost her, but she recovered. She says she can help him, but she wants him to bring her makeup, as she wants to look beautiful for the hangman. Someone will hand him over her makeup, but before that, she wants him to get something from her house. The scene now shifts to court, where a witness Ong says he was behind the counter when Diana walked into the store and she wanted the best jewelry. He showed her some of their best pieces and she bought several sets totaling 1.2 million ringgit, and she paid in cash. Diana gets very angry after hearing all this and she asks him why he is lying. Seeing this, all the people present in the court get very scared and Ong's nose starts bleeding. We then see her in her prison cell where she is acting strangely and saying some spells and looks like she has been possessed by someone. Meanwhile, 𝐂𝐿 visits an imam and asks him what should he do if he has lost somebody. Imam asks him to report to the police, or if he seeks help from Allah, he will assist him. 𝐂𝐿 says he has said many prayers, to which imam tells him that he must remember that using black magic is a great sin and can lead to apostasy. Now on his way back, Danny asks him if has he taken it from her house. 𝐂𝐿 says not yet, to which he asks him doesn't he want his daughter. He then tells him to get it and hand everything over to Diana. Only then Imam comes there, and as he touches Danny, Diana and Danny begin burning badly. Later that night, we see Dawood at a place for his investigation, where he gets murdered by Danny. The next day, 𝐂𝐿 asks Dr. Azmi to tell them more about the Badak staff. He tells them that according to myths, the Badak staff gets its power from the 7 shamans who were once trapped inside a Piu Tunggulan tree. Historically, it has been coveted by many, especially men. However, his research shows that it is only inherited by women shamans. Lim asks is 𝐂𝐿 trying to convince them that the accused is a sorcerer who sells a magic wand. 𝐂𝐿 says belief in black magic definitely exists in their society and asks everyone who here believes in black magic. Most of the people there raise their hands, to which judge gets angry and in contempt of court, fines him 3,000 ringgit and 2 weeks in jail, which he accepts happily. Later, Talib meets 𝐂𝐿 and informs him that Dawood is murdered and asks him does he know if anyone wanted him dead. 𝐂𝐿 says he just hired him to find his daughter. Talib says 10 years ago he reported his wife missing and now he understands why he is helping Diana. He warns him not to end up doing something that isn't right. Later that night, 𝐂𝐿 visits Diana's house where he sees Nadia running. He then finds his wife there chopping something and she hands over something to Nadia. Nadia gives it to 𝐂𝐿 and he gets terrified seeing that it's a fetus. Meanwhile, Talib tells Shah that Dawood spoke about a compass. Now here he realizes that he was talking about all the directions, as Diana's first house was in north and others were in all 3 other directions. He asks Shah to get him the GPS reading for the center point and call in forensics. The next day, 𝐂𝐿 visits Diana with her makeup and he asks her when she thinks he could see Nadia, but she doesn't tell him anything. On the other hand, Talib and Shah find a coffin with the symbol of the Ouroboros on it, and when they open it, they find it filled with many skeletons and a mummified body of a female. Seeing it, Talib says he wants the old cases reopened because if she is to be hanged, he wants it to be for every one of these murders. Now the next day in court, Lim asks Talib why he went to the accused house on the 4th of December 2005. Talib says based on their investigation, the victim had gone to the accused's house on the night he was reported missing. There they find her servant who tells them that Diana has gone shopping. Talib asks him if he can use the toilet, and there he finds some hair with human skin attached to it. Only then Diana's servant comes there with a knife, but Shaw points a gun at him and asks him to drop the weapon. Talib says he then took them to Jeffrey's body, which was buried in the kitchen, and gave his full cooperation. Then, following his instructions, Diana was located at the gems and jewels store, where she was detained immediately and taken to the lockup. Lim asks him does he find the Badak staff at the accused's house, to which he says they have not found it and are still investigating. Now Karam asks him did he find any proof that the accused had planned to kill Jeffrey so that his death was not an accident, to which he says no. After this, Dana's servant Fadzli Johari is called, who tells the court that he used to assist Diana in her black magic rituals. He gives her a sword, and she asks Jeffrey did he follow his ritual taboos, to which he says yes. Diana then reads some spells and tells him that he will be invincible and will not be harmed by her sword. She then stabs him with that sword, but he dies. Now knowing all this, even Karam gets shocked, and he asks Fadzli did Diana ever plan with him to murder Jeffrey, or did he ever see her making plans to kill him, to which he says no. Karam asks him why did he die, to which he says he didn't follow the taboos, otherwise he would have become invincible. Karam then asks him does he believe that Diana has black magic powers, to which he says she is the greatest shaman. Hearing all this, the judge tells Diana she can testify from the dock. She will not be cross-examined by the prosecution, but her testimony is also not considered by the court. Karam then asks her to describe her profession to the court, to which she says she treats people whom doctors cannot cure. She helps wives to keep their husband in check, and she helps people to become wealthy, powerful, and invincible, and she can communicate with spirits. Karam asks her did she know Jeffrey Jelani, to which she says yes. He came to see her on the 15th of November 2005 to get his influence strengthened. Karam asks her did she try to sell him the Badak staff, to which she says no, because she felt he was not the right person to own it, but after the first ritual, he begged her for more powers. So after consulting with her supernatural guides, they approved of him owning the staff, but with a few conditions, ritual restrictions, or taboos. He could only drink pure water, wear white, and abstain from sex for 4 days prior to receiving the power from the Badak staff. But the ritual didn't go as planned. This would not have happened if he had followed his taboos. Now in a flashback, we see Fadzli chopping Jeffrey's body into parts, and Diana tells him to bring her his heart. She then eats it and tells Fadzli to feed the staff. Later that night, Nadia is found by the authorities, and they tell her she will be released tomorrow as her friend confessed to the theft. Meanwhile, we see Diana performing some black magic ritual in her cell. She takes out a fetus from the makeup box and begins eating it. On the other hand, Nadia's cellmates try to torture her, but only then does her hand slit and they get terrified seeing it. Here Diana writes something on the floor with her blood, and she was behaving very strangely as if she had been possessed by some devil. We then see Nadia in a hospital, who throws off the bandages from her hands as soon as she wakes up, but then she again fell unconscious. Diana's spirit then enters her ward, closes the curtains, and inserts some worms in her wounds. She then performs some black magic on her and we see her inserting into her body. The next morning, Nadia wakes up and the wounds on her body are gone. Meanwhile, in the court, Karam says he cannot ask that Diana be forgiven for practicing black magic, nor can he ask this court to believe in black magic. However, Diana and Jeffrey truly believe that black magic exists, and they cannot deny that they are dealing with something that they cannot fully understand. Jeffrey died because he was fatally cut by the accused in an attempt to test the invincibility that they both believed in. It could be blind faith, but it was definitely not a criminal act. He states that Diana never planned to kill Jeffrey, and that his death was an accident, so he requests that she be cleared of the charge against her. Meanwhile, a doctor tells Talib that the body of the mummy is wrapped in the Piu Tunggalan tree bark. Talib says that this tree is found in Sumatra and from this the Badak staff is also made. He then shows him the x-rays and tells him that he had done an autopsy to have a better look. He shows him that the Badak writing is all around her bones. Their test reveals that she was between 25 to 28 years of age, and she has been dead for about 10 to 12 years, but her body is still in good condition. He tells them that all her organs are intact except her womb, and it's a match with the womb found at Diana's house. Back to the court, the judge finds that Diana is guilty of the murder of Jeffrey, so she is sentenced to death by hanging. Karam requests a stay of execution, which he approves, but Diana says that won't be necessary. She accepts the sentence and does not wish to appeal, and her only request is that the sentence be carried out as soon as possible. Later, Karam gets a message from Ayesha, and he visits the female prison to see his daughter, but there he learns that she has been released this morning. We then see Karam's wife with Diana in a flashback, and she tells her that it's been 7 years since she delivered Nadia. Now it's her turn to deliver her to the snake god. However, she says she cannot do that. Her husband does not know that she helped her to get Nadia. If he had known, he would never have agreed. Diana says Nadia will inherit her powers, the ancient power of women shamans passed on through generations from the Badak land. Karim's wife says she is pregnant and asks them to have pity on her unborn child. But Diana stabs and kills him with her sword. Later, Talib visits Karim, and he tells him that a part of his wife's body was found at Diana's house. The forensic report says that she died about 10 years ago, and then he gives him her ring that they found at Diana's house. After a few days, Diana is hanged to death, and Karim finds that Nadia is being possessed by Diana's spirit, and she is now the new woman shaman. Please like and subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon never to miss new video updates. Thanks for watching.